To study the nature of humor and laughter really takes about a semester, and I only have a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do is just give you 2 points from my book, Comic Relief. And those 2 points are pretty simple. First, humor is cognitive play. By cognitive, I roughly mean it's play with ideas and with emotions. It's play with mental states. The second point I want to make is that laughter is a play signal. A lot of people in the field of humor studies say, what's the connection between ha, ha, ha and finding something funny? When we find something funny, why don't we, for example, shake our leg or twitch our ears? Why is ha, ha, ha connected with finding something funny? Well, one theory from anthropology and ethology, the science of animal behavior, is that our distant ancestors that we have in common with the great apes, gorillas, chimps, orangutans, about 6 to 7 million years ago, engaged in play, and laughter was their play signal. My basic message when I talk to workplaces, corporations, hospitals, etc., is very simple, and it's this. Play is not the opposite of work. Most of us learned, I think, at about age 4, that play and work are opposites. My suggestion is, at least in the modern world, play should be an important part of work. I want to talk a bit about the nature of humor, and this is not without controversy. I want to use a theory that's very well accepted in psychology and in philosophy, but it's not the only one. But it's the only one I'm going to give you. I called humor a kind of cognitive play, and I want to suggest that humor is the playful enjoyment of incongruity. That isn't a word that anybody uses outside psychology and philosophy, so let me give a definition. Something is incongruous if it doesn't fit my concepts and my expectations. So incongruity roughly means something that's abnormal, strange, weird, unexpected. Notice there's 2 parts to the theory. You experience incongruity, you get kind of a mental jolt, and you like it. You've got to enjoy the incongruity. Let me try some examples. Across the river in Smithfield, there's an attorney's office. Now, if my last name were Crook, I think I would change it before I went into it, but apparently he didn't think about it. Here's another one. My family and I were vacationing in a little tiny town on a lake several years ago, and there was one big store in town. It wasn't even big, it was small, and it was the bait shop, it was the post office, it was the gas station, it was the restaurant, and they tried to give a feel for all the stuff that they do on their awning out front. They did it this way. Notice that humor is not the only response to incongruity. You could also be afraid, or you could be angry, or you could be disgusted. Oftentimes, the same stimulus can be enjoyed by one person who's laughing, but not be enjoyed by someone else who's not laughing. What's the difference here? The difference is often what I call mental distance. By mental distance, I mean the person who can laugh about something can step back. She can see it from a higher perspective. She can see it with less emotional attachment. The secret to this is stepping back. Here's a wonderful quote from Mark Twain. Comedies are not about happy, successful people doing well. Okay. The secret is backing off, stepping back, seeing things from what I call mental distance. And you can inculcate this as a habit in your mental repertoire. The next time you face a serious problem, for example, ask yourself, what's this going to look like in 10 years? Suppose it's still going to look bad. What's it going to look like in 20 years? You've all got stuff from long ago that's now funny, that was a serious crisis at the time. The secret to cultivating a good sense of humor is to shorten the lag time between when the bad thing happens and when you're able to laugh about it. You've all said to yourselves, someday we'll laugh about this. Well, my closing question for you is, why wait?